Scrapbookers, this is Megan, and I am back today with a National Scrapbook Day layout that I made using products I was given from Tombow. So if you haven't already seen my package share that I shared with you, Tombow is partnering with 5 different companies. One of them is Simple Stories, and so they sent me this Life in Color collection to work with. So I am going to use this on a layout as well as a stamp from Stamp Pendus, and let's see, a couple of puffy stickers from the Atwell collection, which is from Fancy Pants. So here I'm just trying to decide which paper I want to use as my background and which one I want to use as my mat. And I have these 3 photos of my middle son when he was about 2. And one morning he had found a pill bottle that was empty, and he decided he wanted to eat his breakfast out of it. So I just thought that these photos were so cute, and I wanted to remember this silly little everyday moment. I'm all about scrapbooking everyday little moments. I know people tell or, do like really big stories, but I like the small stories, and that's what I like to tell in my scrapbooks. So this is just one of those everyday small stories, and I really, really loved these photos. So here what I'm doing is I had already cut down my photos, and one of them was a square, and it was smaller than the other 2 photos, and the other 2 photos were thinner. And so what I'm going to do, I already matted the middle photo, on 2 different pieces of paper from the Simple Stories collection. And then I'm just going to have the other 2 photos next to the bigger photo in the middle. And here what I was doing was I was marking where I was going to have the photos at so that I could move them out of the way and do a little bit of stamping and kind of some mixed media and not have to worry that it wouldn't be in the right spot after I put the pictures down. So here I'm going to use this X stamp, and then I also pulled out some Jelly Bean Soup Happy Hues paint, and I thought this would be kind of a fun and different way to use a stamp. So I'm just painting it's kind of like this bluish aqua teal color. So I just painted it onto the stamp, and I'm gonna stamp it down on the layout just a couple of times. And then I'm gonna have to add a little bit more paint because it didn't want to stamp all the way across it. There wasn't enough paint. And then that bottom one got kind of a little messed up, and because a little bit of the paint got into the grooves. So that was kind of unfortunate. I was kind of annoyed that I had done that I hadn't cleaned out the grooves in between the different stamping sessions. So here I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit with my brush and my finger, and it kind of works. But in the end, you don't really see the whole stamp so much, and that was kind of my intention. I just wanted it to be there a little bit in the background and just to have it kind of be a little bit more texture added to the layout. And so it ends up working out just fine. Okay, so here I am using my heat gun to speed up the process of the drying of the paint. And I'm actually going to set it aside for a little while just to make sure that it's all the way dry. And I will work on the little embellishment clusters that I want to do while it's drying. So here I set it aside, like I said, and then now I'm pulling out the embellishments that came with the pack. And at the time, I had forgotten that I had this Tombow Mono adhesive tape runner, so I pulled out the one that I already have in my drawer and was like, hey, I can start using this from now on, because I had been using my ATG gun. So here I'm just pulling everything out of the packages. All of these embellishments are from the Atwell collection, which is from Fancy Pants. And I did think about using that Puffy Alpha, but the blue is just not the right color. So I do still have it there, but I'm going to set it aside in a minute. Okay, so here I am looking through these flare badges, and I'm going to cut off these two, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use these ones, but I actually don't even use these ones. So I cut them off for no reason, which happens a lot in scrapbooking. And then I pull out this tag. It's kind of like a navy blue, kind of like a really dark navy blue. I don't think it's black, but it's like a dark navy blue. And I'm thinking I'm going to put it with up there in above that photo with that yes flare badge, but that is actually not going to end up being what I'm going to do, because that color just doesn't go well with the kind of aqua teal blue paint that I used. So it's just going to clash, and I'm going to give up on that. So here it's all dry, and I'm ready to start gluing everything down and putting everything together. This is where I decide, okay, that's not going to work. And so I'm going to cut off this arrow one, and that one is going to work a little bit better. Okay, so now here I'm trying to think what stickers I want to use from this collection. So I am thinking about the title, and I pull off this laugh. And I'm thinking, okay, my title could be Laugh, Love, Smile, because that's an easy title to use, or title, right? When you just have stickers and you can just use the whole sticker. Yeah, but that's not going to work out because the colors just don't really match. So here I pull off a couple more of these puffy stickers. I'm going to use my Tombow tape runner to glue the photos down. And so here let's see, I'm going to glue down that tag and then that flare badge, which has a 3D adhesive dot on the back, which creates a little bit more dimension. So I think this is where I decide that I don't like the idea of using those stickers as the title. So I'm going to place these feathers right here down below that far left photo. And oh, this one. So I like these puffy stickers, but the glue, like what kept coming off of the back, like the backing that had the glue on it, it kept coming off. So I had to use my Zots to glue down that black puffy feather sticker. Then I'm going to put this camera circle right there and just cut off the excess. And then here is where I decide, okay, I'm not going to use that title. I just don't like how the colors clash. The word smile went really well, but I didn't want that to be my title. So instead, I pulled off this puffy sticker that has the word love, or not love, sorry, live. And I decide that my title is going to be Live in the Moment. So here I'm just cutting off the branding strip, which normally I do at the very beginning of the layout, but for some reason I didn't do it this time. Now I'm looking through the 6x6 pad that I got in the Tombow package, and I was trying to think, well, what else can I do? Do I need another embellishment center somewhere? And I decide against it. So here I'm going to start working on my title. So I pull out, let's see, what do I pull out? I think I pull out some Tim Holtz letters, little alpha tiles. And then I'm also going to pull out, so there's the Tim Holtz one. So I'm going to write out the words in the, and then I'm going to look through my alphas, my thickers, and I was hoping for a black one, but my black ones were just too big, or I didn't really like the font, and so I am going to decide to change up the color of the Tim Holtz alphas and do something different so that it's not black, 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 and then this red alpha, because I really did like how this red alpha looks. And this one I've used quite a few times. It's pretty much it's used up a lot, and so I'm going to have to make up the letter E and the letter T from different letters, which is okay. It doesn't bother me. I actually don't mind that. It makes me feel good that I'm using something up. And I really, really liked the font and the color and just everything about this alpha, so I decided that it didn't bother me. So here I'm kind of playing around with the E, and there's no T, and so I'm like, dang it. So I think I'm going to use an L, and then also one of those little squiggly dash things. I don't know what you call those. It's going to take me a little while to decide that that's what I want to do. So there's the L, and then there's the dash. And at first I just place it on top, and I like the way that looks, but I'm going to change it up as I glue everything down. So now here is where I'm going to pull out these white letter stickers from Teresa Collins, and I'm going to use those instead because I like how it goes black, white, and then red. And I'm getting down to the slim pickings on these alphas. So I have two different ones because, yeah, some of them, I don't have any left on that first booklet. And so I have to go to the second booklet. Okay, let's see. What am I going to do here? I'm taking quite a while and just taking my time. So I put down the T, and then now I'm just going to start putting the whole title down, and then I'm going to glue it down using my Tombow Aqua Glue, I believe. So this aqua glue is getting down to the very end, and I need to just go buy a new one, but I want to use up every single dreg of it, right? Like every single drop. So here I start using that, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I remember that Tombow sent a little glue stick, which I didn't even know that Tombow sold glue sticks. So I was like, hey, I am totally going to try using this on these alphas. And it worked really well. And they're staying down. Like if I go and try to pull it up, it doesn't come up. So it works. It worked pretty well. I don't normally use glue sticks in my scrapbooking, so this was a new and interesting experience for me. So exciting, right? Okay, so this is where I'm going to come to the T, and I'm going to have to kind of manipulate it. I was thinking I would just glue it on top, and I probably could have just glued it on top. I would have probably just had to use like hot glue or something, but after this wasn't working, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to cut it in half, and then I'm just going to glue it to the sides, to each side of it, and it looks fine. And I was still able to use that glue stick. So I believe that this is, let's see, no, I'm going to do my journaling, I believe. I got a little bit of paint on that picture, so I'm going to use this Undo, which is amazing. I love it when I get mixed media on my pictures. It just comes right off, and I just use a baby wipe to wipe it off. Okay, so I decide that I'm going to do my journaling on the tag. So I knew that I had a little bit more to say than I could fit on that one tag. So I am going to use two of these dark navy blue tags, and I'm just going to ink them with yellow, and you can barely even tell that it's inked. I shouldn't even have done it. Or I could have done a blue color and you might have been able to see it, but oh well. At least I'm remembering to ink my papers these days, because normally I completely forget. Okay, so now I've pulled out my white pen, and I think it's just a Tim Holtz or a Ranger's pen or something like that, like a jelly pen. I'm just going to say the journaling just says, Brennan found an empty pill bottle and had to run around with it. He even wanted to eat Cheerios out of it. Ha ha, funny kid. And that's my simple journaling. I like to keep my journaling really simple because I think that the photos should tell most of the story. And that is the end of the layout. Here I'm just going to glue the string that's on the tag to the back of the layout so that doesn't just fly around. And that is the end. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful NSD week, and I will be back tomorrow with another Tombow layout. Have a great day. Bye.